Hey guys, welcome back to 1000 Ventures Book Club. Party of one, come join the table. Here we go. We're going to talk about The Wife Upstairs today. This is part 2. Part 1, I introduce the book. Part 2, I tell you exactly what it's about. And part 3, I tell you what I thought. So maybe you could, subscribe if you want to and see exactly what I thought of this book. If not, tell me what you're reading. So here we go. I made a map. I know it's going to be backwards for you, but at least it's a visual, okay? Okay. So here's what we know about our main character. Her name is Jane, but not really. So mysterious. So mysterious. She has a very sordid past. Very, very sordid. She's got some trauma happening. She lives with a super creepy roommate. She's a dog walker in a prestigious community. Oh yeah, and she's stealing from everyone she works for. I know. I go through most of the book trying to figure out if I like her or not. What I will say is I like how she's written. But that's a total opinion thing. That's for the next film. The next video, ew, I'm old. Film. Gross. Okay. So, we have her. She's doing her thing. Icky roommate. We have Eddie, who is a member of the prestigious community. He is a widower. Okay. He works in construction and trades, and he's currently trying to manage his wife's affairs and deal with her company. Flashing forward to B, Eddie's wife, okay? She is the founder of her own business, as we previously discussed, and she, this is a multi-million-dollar company. She is loaded. She brought herself up from nothing, okay? And then she has her best friend, Blanche, and I don't know what to say about Blanche. She's a hot mess. Jealous hot mess. That's what I can gather. Blanche is also married to Trip. Okay? Are we following? There's a lot of characters happening. So, Jane ends up meeting Eddie, and they fall in love. But that's not a problem because B, his wife, and her best friend Blanche got into a boating accident months before all of this and never showed again, presumed dead. Okay? So that's what's happening there. They're gone. These two are falling in love. And most of the story, I will say, is about Jane trying to fit into this prestigious community and be cookie cutter to exactly what these women in the community are. This would be super, super boring if Jane was not written so well. So well. Like I say, she's had trauma, like actual trauma, you guys. So she is calculating, she is manipulative, and I don't know how to feel about her. Nobody likes to be manipulated, but she manipulates really well. Like, good job. Okay? So she's trying to fit in. She's reading these women all the time, constantly trying to find her way in, trying to fight who she was, trying to get away from her past and her creepy roommate who keeps trying to blackmail her during this whole whirlwind. And Eddie, although he is not like the other men in the community, he is very much himself. And they do get along well, but they're weird. And I don't know what it is about them, but there's just something weird, okay? Jumping into, it's a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. So you can still listen. Because clearly it says The Wife Upstairs. The book kind of gives it away. B is actually not missing. She is not dead. Eddie has her locked in the panic room upstairs in their house that is behind a closet. Okay? It's a creepy Narnia. And what's weird is he's holding her captive here, but they're still sorry, but they're knocking boots. Okay? Yes, and while he's whirlwinding with Jane, okay? Okay, this book already has me flustered talking about it. Okay. So we know that. What does happen is we start having chapters about B, where she is writing in her journal. And not only is it going through memories of her life, but it is going through what happened. And Eddie brought her a book to read, so she's using this book as a journal to write down her accounts of what happened the night that her and Blanche went out on the boat. And yes, she is saying, and does say, that Eddie killed Blanche. He just friggin' offed her, okay? So she's with Eddie. Eddie killed Blanche. And then he's storing his wife in a freaking cupboard upstairs. I don't know about you, but that's when I started feeling for her. It's like, come on, really? When I got this book from the library, I honestly thought it was going to be something like The Wife Upstairs. Oh, this girl, she's a dog walker. I didn't really read the back. I'm sorry. I'm bad at that. But, you know, this girl's a dog walker, and she comes in, and she's going to make friends with the sick wife upstairs. And it's going to be a heartfelt book. No, not what happens. Whew. Okay, so eventually, Bea decides that she is going to take this book, and after Eddie's been in the room, she slips it into his pocket so that Jane, she knows about her, will find it and hopefully send help. Okay? And that is exactly what happens. Jane finds it. She tears the house apart because she starts suspecting that Eddie has killed Bea. Okay? It does get blamed on Tripp for killing both of them because it is found out that he was there the night that the accident happened on the boat. Okay? So Jane does find Bea. She busts her out, knocks Eddie over the head with a vase or whatever trophy thing that's in the room. There's a thing in the room. She knocks him over the head with it. And they take off downstairs, lock him in. She's panicking, going, let's go to the police. And suddenly... Okay, these are the spoilers. If you want to read this book, stop here. Go get it and read it and then come back and watch this, okay? Okay. Bea is really calm. Like, eerily. She's just been held captive for like a year. No, not even. Something. And for a really long time, she has been held captive by her husband, who she's been trying to sleep with so she can get away. She's busted out of there, and she decides, would you like a glass of wine? And sitting at her table calmly. A what? Squeeze me. So let's delve back into the past. We know that Bea and Blanche were actually not doing okay. All right? Blanche decided that she was going to go after Eddie. And in doing so, she spills the beans that Bea, there was like mysterious surroundings around her mother's death, okay? Something about falling down the stairs and Bea was there and it was a whole thing. Eddie questions that. Bea decides, hey, Blanche, let's go out to the lake. And try and fix our friendship. You know, things have been rough. Bearing in mind that Bea has also slept with Tripp, Blanche's husband, to get back at Blanche for kissing Eddie. Okay? It's a whole thing. So Bea also invites Tripp out to the lake to spend time with both of them for some unknown reason. Doesn't even tell Blanche about it. And gets him drunk. He passes out. That's how he's there. Eddie goes out because he thinks that something is totally up. Something's totally up. And when he gets there, Bea is already coming back from the lake. Yeah, that's right. She killed Blanche. And he's trying to cover up for it. And that's why he stored her up in the closet, because he loved her. He wanted to keep her safe. And he didn't want to get out that she was a murderer and totally destroy her life. So, all this comes to light. And the only way that Eddie can get himself out of the locked panic room is that he's going to light it on fire so that Bea has to come save him, which is what happens. And we end the book with them possibly dying in this fire together. Jane runs out of the house, saves herself, and Eddie, and the house burns to the ground. Eddie actually leaves Jane all of the money from Bea's company. She's able to take it over, and her life is turning around. Okay? But it never actually solidifies that these two did die in the fire. So we are left to come to our own conclusion. Please like, follow, subscribe. Check me out in part 3 to see what I thought.